Welcome to United Realm. Manchester United 3, Anthony Martial 3, Sheffield United 0. As they got a hell of a beating last night, and I'm sorry to say they were just not good enough. Let me start off with talking about the man of the match, and it's gotta be Anthony Martial, the French striker who grabbed his first Manchester United career hat-trick and was the man of the match. Smash a like in the video if he was your man of the match. But what a reply by Martial to all the critics he had. He had been slated by ex-Man United pundits and the mainstream media, but now he has shut them up with a perfect number 9 hat-trick. A brilliant hat-trick by Anthony Martial last night, and was the first Manchester United player to score a hat-trick post Sir Alex Ferguson's era. The last hat-trick was scored by Robin van Persie in 2013 against Aston Villa. It has been 7 years since a United player has scored a hat-trick in the Premier League, and Anthony Martial scored one last night and deserves all the credits. It's time to put that awful record of not having scored a Premier League hat-trick since 2013 in the bin now. Be it Mourinho, Louis van Gaal or David Moyes, none of those could get a Manchester United player to score a Premier League hat-trick. But Ollie's gone in and done the job. And you only score a hat-trick in a team that is playing well. One of the main positives was we got the ball and looked to play forward and create more chances. For more than half the season, we've got the ball and played it sideways because we have failed to break the teams down. Yes, we beat City twice, we beat Chelsea twice, and we drew to Liverpool. But against those teams, we sat back, soaked in pressure, and hit them on the break. But against smaller teams like Bournemouth, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, Southampton, etc., they sat back and we failed to create the chances, and that's how we draw points. For more than half the season, Solskjaer had to work with Jesse Lingard, Andreas Pereira, and Mata, who weren't good enough in the number 10 role. But ever since Bruno Fernandes has walked into the team, there has been that link between the midfield and the attack, and that's how we're breaking teams down right now. Being a club legend, Solskjaer understands the United way of playing football, and he has spoken about the United DNA being fast, attacking, fluid football. But we haven't seen much of it this season. But since Fernandes has come in and now Pogba has come in, it does look like things are coming in together. We absolutely blew Sheffield United last night. They're not a weak team, but we made them look inferior. They're tactically very strong, very well organized, and hunt in a unit. They've been the most impressive team this season for me, but it would be a shame to see them drop off as the lockdown and no fans in the stadium has hurt them really bad, and they've got a hard run of fixtures. We've got to give credits to Solskjaer, who definitely had a word with Fernandes after the Spurs game. Against Spurs, Fernandes preferred to take the long-range shots rather than playing it to his teammates. But yesterday, Fernandes played the ball to Wan-Bissaka and Martial scored. Not just Fernandes, he also had a word with Martial because he wanted him to get into the box against Spurs. And yesterday he made sure he did, and he scored 2 beautiful number 9 goals, which were clinical finishes. Nemanja Matic, what a turnaround he's had to his Manchester United career. Before Christmas, he looked very static, was very slow to release the ball, but now he looks like a complete different player. He's making 10-15 yard forward passes and was dictating the tempo of the game last night. We played really well, everyone had a good game, and we looked to entertain, and that's what we want to see. If Anthony Martial was your man of the match, smash a like on the video, because it just wasn't about the hat-trick. It was about his build-up play. His link-up with Fernandes, Pogba, Rashford or Greenwood was exceptional. He held up the ball beautifully, and his hat-trick goal was the best of all. The little flick or chip over the goalkeeper showed his class, his ruthlessness and his calmness in front of goal. Really enjoyed the game last night. And I'm going to predict that Manchester United finish 3rd in the league and Leicester will drop off to 5th. If we win our next 4 games, I do think we'll have top 4. And the next 4 games are winnable. We have to be ruthless and win each of them. We play Brighton. We play Norwich next, which is the FA Cup quarterfinals, and I'm not going to count it. In the league, we play Brighton, Bournemouth next. After Bournemouth, we play Aston Villa and then Southampton. So those are the 4 games which we can win and get top 4. Of course, we can drop points, but I'm pretty confident. I don't want to jinx it, but I'm pretty confident we'll get top 4. And I'm going to predict we'll get 3rd. So finally, let's get into the player ratings. Smash a like on the video if you haven't and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So let's get started. David De Gea in goal. He hardly had anything to do whole game. Wasn't tested whatsoever. So he gets a 6. 6 is an average score. So great to see him have another clean sheet and hopefully a few more to come. He'll get a 6. Wan-Bissaka as a right back he'd get an 8. He had a good game going forward. He had nothing to do defensive wise, but going forward he looked sharp and he looked better than he was against Spurs, and also got an assist. So Wan-Bissaka gets an 8. Maguire and Lindelof get an average 6. Had nothing to do defensively, which is a good thing. So they'll get a 6. Carried the ball forward a few times. 6 it is. Luke Shaw's left back gets a 7. He was really good going forward and looked really sharp and confident. So Shaw gets a 7. Now into the midfield trio, Nemanja Matic. If I could give 2 man of the matches, it would be Martial and Matic. Matic had a brilliant game for me. He dictated the tempo of the game, and I guess he outshone Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, and he deserves a 9. Matic gets a 9 for me. Hopefully he continues performing like this. And Pogba and Fernandes get a 7 for me. Even though they had a good game, but not the best game, and I'm sure I'm going to be harsh on their ratings. I'm sure we'll see a better partnership of those two. Marcus Rashford. Rashford gets an 8. Even though he didn't have a best performance, it wasn't his best game by far. Even though it might sound silly to say, even though he got 2 assists, but if you have seen Rashford, we know he's much better than what he played last night. So Rashford gets an 8. Mason Greenwood had an average game. He wasn't very much involved in the right wing. That's why we need Jadon Sancho. That's where Sancho comes in. He's much better than Greenwood on the right and Dan James. And I guess Greenwood should be playing up front and shouldn't be converted into a right winger. So Greenwood gets an average. He gets a 7 because we know Mason's much better than this. And he's ruthless in front of goal. He just needs a goal. Needs another goal to get his confidence up. Now man of the match, Anthony Martial, hat-trick hero, underrated number 9. He gets a 10. He was brilliant. He was just exceptional, and hopefully we'll see many more goals in the remaining games. Now on to the boss, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I guess I'm thinking, what has he done wrong last match, and I can't think of anything, so I'll give him a 10. Not many times we could give him a 10, but yes, maybe he should have started Bailey, but Lindelof wasn't tested and he hardly had anything to do, and he didn't make a mistake to get dropped, so that wasn't a bad decision to start Lindelof. He made 3 crucial changes. We asked for Greenwood. He started Greenwood for James. He got in Matic and dropped Fred and McTominay and started Pogba. So Solskjaer gets a 10. He was brilliant with his team selection, and hopefully this is how Manchester United plays on from now. So that's about it in the player ratings. Anthony Martial was the man of the match. Nemanja Matic had a brilliant game. If 2 man of the matches, Matic and Martial. Manchester United now face Norwich City in the FA Cup quarter-finals, and to be honest, that shouldn't be a problem, and Solskjaer should be looking to rotate his squad. Maybe Romero comes in, Lingard, Dan James, Igalo, so he should be resting his first teamers, and that shouldn't be a problem, and Manchester United should be through to the semi-finals. So thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and share it with your friends, and you can leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comment section, and I'll speak to you all soon. Till then, peace.